Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat and today we're going to make the pro of the Special Edition Premier Rusev. He just needs 2 more games, so we're just going to play those out. And we also have a fusion complete, so let's go ahead and claim this. I think I said that twice there. Oh, this is actually the first time we've ever pulled this Wacky and Wild, so that is crazy. And we can make the pro of BFAB as well. I'm just going to go ahead and... well, we're going to start 2 of these because we've got enough. And we will also start this one over here. Okay, and now we're going to need to go to Combinable and go to All and see BFAB. And Catalog Pro costs 75, but we're willing to do it because this is a rarer one. There you can see the cool little Tundra little screen in the background there with a little WWE logo sign. And we're just going to go ahead and dust those cards. These are cards that we've decided that we no longer need. I'm going to get rid of the Wacky and Wild as well because when we pull another one, I'll just be able to use Super Coins to pro him using the catalog. And now let's go ahead and jump into Wild. Also, we are 1 super move away from completing this quest to get the Pro Zalina Vega. This is the Flowers and Fungi quest. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So we're just going to play 2 games of Wild, which is going to complete Rusev for us and give us the Zalina Vega. And you also get to see the very cool Rusev and Aleister Black. Rusev is of course a down arrow, but we are training up the up arrow equipment that we got in the previous video. And there they are. There is the old school returners. Now the quest has been complete for Flowers and Fungi quest as well. And that is a pretty cool little scene there. Let's go ahead and play out the rest of these matches. And we've also got the Pro Fusion Ray Phoenix on the way. That was a vintage match, says Michael Cole. And we just need to do 1 more match because if we look at Rusev here, you can see that it says 46 minutes, and basically each match is equivalent of an hour in the Performance Center. So if we do 1 more match, then Rusev should be finished, and we'll be able to make the pro of him. Oh, it's Rusev versus Rusev? Oh no, R1 lost. Although Aleister Black should be fine in toughness, I imagine. It's also really cool because they got the old finishers from when Rusev and Aleister Black were originally in the game. So Aleister Black does have the black mask where he flips over the top rope and then does the roundhouse kick. And Rusev, instead of doing the accolade, he does the Machka kick. So it is quite cool to see that. And we're just going to back out there. And you can see that the Performance Center is now being completed. And there is our Pro Rusev. And we're going to go ahead and detach the equipment from him. There you can see that both Rusevs have level 100. They've got their 100 matches. They've also got their 10 variants, but you don't need the 10 variants. We're going to use the new image of Rusev to see this. Now, why can we not? Oh, we need to remove him from Elimination Chamber. There we go. And now we can be able to pro our Rusev. And yeah, this is completely fine. So there we go. There's not an awful lot going on here. You just see the Raw logo going on in the background. There's a couple of the lights in the foreground with Rusev in the center, of course. But there's an awful lot in terms of animation. We will need to see if there's a startup animation. when we see him. So there's a very, very small startup animation. So let's go into the Performance Center. We're going to put Rusev in here. And now we're going to level him up. And we're going to use Roxanne Perez, which is going to bring him up to level 96. And that might be enough. It is indeed. And you can already see, with 0 matches and 5 as variants, he's already stronger than the PLE Backlash Dominic Mysterio. So these special edition cards are certainly well worth grabbing if you have the ability to do so. Also, remember that there is a guaranteed Aleister Black that costs 4,500, but it does 100% guarantee you a Aleister Black. Apparently you can buy it 10 times as well, so if you wanted you could actually get 2 fortified 3 Aleister Blacks, which is crazy. I'm not recommending that you do that, but it's just that you have the possibility, the capability to do so. Let's go ahead and do our bunches of punches as well. We'll just go for this one. Okay, we've got an Obafemi. That is totally fine. Let's go ahead and do our rewards now. So of course we did get the Gnome Boots fusion token for doing our super move 50 times. Apparently you can do that 3 times. My goodness. You'd have to use a lot of super moves. You'd have to do it 150 times. I thought doing it 50 was more than enough. But now we can finally go ahead and claim our Pro Zalina Vega, which I am very, very excited to see. That is going to be an amazing left arrow. Also, we have the daily quest completed. So let's go ahead and claim these. We're not claiming the blue crystals because we're already at the maximum of the blue crystals. The maximum is 10,000, if anyone wanted to know what the maximum is. And when you click on them, literally nothing happens. They just disappear. So it is absolutely not worth it doing. You just leave them there and we'll claim them after we make something a little bit later on. Now let's go ahead and get our rarity draft pick. You can pull Rusev and Aleister Black off of the rarity draft pick, as we have seen, as we have done it with both of them. So let's see if we can get lucky once more. Let's go for this one here. And we've got... it's an Irwin R. Shyster. Also, this is a weird Mandela effect. Me and my friend who have been watching wrestling since the old days remembers Irwin R. Shyster at some point being called Mike IRS. And it's really weird because Irwin R. Shyster's real name is Mike Rotunda. But we didn't know what his real name was at the time. We just knew him as Mike IRS. And we don't know if it was maybe from one of the old computer games, like maybe in the arcade, or maybe on the Mega Drive or Genesis, or maybe it was the SNES or something. Or we even thought maybe it was when he went to WCW, if he changed his name. But I think he did have a stint in WCW, but he didn't use the IRS gimmick. He didn't use the Irwin R. Shyster. So if anyone knows where that comes from, Mike IRS, I would love to know, because I have zero clue as to where it came from. So we've got a few more that we need to combine here. We now have the Zalina Vegas. We've got the 2 Fusion Ray Phoenixes, and we also need to now train up, of course, our Rusev, our Dominic Mysterio, and even Jada Park and Solo Sikoa. Try and get them up to their 100 matches, get them all their variants, and make them the best that they can be. Of course, we are still in the middle of playing Last Man Standing, and I'm currently at rank 6,548. As I said, I'm not going for a high rank. All I'm trying to do is get the Chad Gable card. I'm just trying to get one of these just for the image, rather than going for anything high ranged, because I believe we are going to be getting a new tier very, very soon. And you can certainly see that in campaign, because if we look at the rewards here, you can see that you've only got 11 days and 8 hours left, which is basically enough for one more event after Last Man Standing, which is going to be a flash event, and generally tiers do end with a flash event before it goes into a new tier. So I would certainly be careful if you're trying to go for something high ranged. I am playing this Last Man Standing entirely for free, and I'm doing it very casually as well. I think a lot of people are also feeling a bit of burnout from having 2 PvP events in a row. We had PCC last week, which was Randy Orton versus The Miz, where Randy Orton decimated The Miz with 10.5 million points to a mere 500,000 that the Miz had. I've never seen anyone be beaten by 21 times their score before in PCC. That was outrageous. And I think also because it's Chad Gable that it's not a particularly sought after card. I think if it had been something like Dominic Mysterio with the Intercontinental Championship, or Jacob Fatu with the US title, or maybe like a CM Punk with a spinner belt or something like that, then people would have like paid a lot more attention. But I think because it's two PvPs in a row, sorry, not PCC, because it's 2 PvPs in a row, people are burnt out. It's not a card that people are particularly after, and I think that means that this one is just going to be slightly easier to get, because I have been sort of lazily playing Last Man Standing without using any points whatsoever, without using any point doublers or point quadruplers, and still happily in the top 6,500. So once again, with that said, folks, that is going to be it for this little video, and I really hope you've all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so that you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.